Hello, Classic Crew, and welcome to another episode of The Scoop. So if you guys are new here, The Scoop is our chance to just have a little chat, catch up, talk about what went on over the course of the week, and just hang out. So grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea. I've got my little fall cup here, which I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm really enjoying, and let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about today is the movie that just came out on Disney Plus, which is Mulan. You guys probably grew up on the cartoon version of Mulan, just like I did, and I used to love that movie. I just recently rewatched it, and I just remembered how good the animation is, and how good the music is, and how hilarious Mushu is. I love him, and it's great. But of course, the new movie has had a lot of problems and a lot of controversy. So first of all, it was supposed to be a huge theatrical release. Of course, that was pretty limited when coronavirus hit. So that was pushed off a few months. And then Disney decided that they were going to release it on Disney Plus. But this was the first bit of controversy. They were going to ask people to pay $30 in addition to their subscription fee that they pay for Disney Plus anyways. And people were not very happy about that. I personally understood why they would do that. If you're going to see a movie in theaters and let's say it's two parents and a child, you're probably going to be paying more than $30 just to get tickets for the three of you. So for them to charge $30 for, let's say, an entire family who's gonna watch makes sense to me, and I understand it. Now, if you're not going to a theater, it's not the same experience, so some people probably didn't enjoy that. But I do understand the concept. It is a big budget movie and they wanted to make their money back. So I guess it makes sense, especially under the circumstance of COVID-19. But the next reasons that the movie had some controversy, I think, are actually pretty warranted. So the star of the movie, the woman who plays Mulan, is named Liu Yifei. And on a social media post, she came out and publicly supported the Hong Kong police as they are cracking down on protesters who are fighting for democracy in Hong Kong. So a lot of people were wanting to boycott the film because the star of it is being pro-communist totalitarian dictatorship. And people didn't really want to support a film that has the character of Mulan played by a woman who is publicly supporting the Hong Kong police. Makes sense. So the conflict in Hong Kong is a little bit complicated to explain, but essentially what you need to know right now is that Hong Kong is a democracy and China wants to reabsorb it into its communist totalitarian dictatorship. And the people of Hong Kong who have lived under democracy are now protesting as Hong Kong police are cracking down on these protests, and a lot of scary stuff is happening there. Now, during the pandemic, China was able to enact a national security law on Hong Kong, and the Hong Kong police are basically just working for the Chinese government now. So the people in Hong Kong are being oppressed, and it's really, really scary. So for somebody to support the Hong Kong police during this is appalling. And not only did the star of the film support Hong Kong police, Disney itself had some issues in this area. So in the credits of Mulan, Disney specifically thanked the government of the Xinjiang province. I apologize if I didn't get that exactly right in my pronunciation. I did look it up, but I don't speak Chinese. So they specifically thanked the government entities of the Xinjiang province, which is where they filmed parts of the movie. They also thanked the Public Security Bureau in the city of Turpan, where there are more than a dozen re-education camps of Uyghurs. And we all know what re-education camps are. They are terrifying, terrifying places. These re-education camps have been reported to have forced sterilization, forced political indoctrination, and forced labor. These are all horrible, horrible human rights abuses, and Disney is thanking this region's government for allowing them to film there while they are persecuting Uyghurs. They are literally profiting off a slow-rolling genocide. It's terrifying. And I'm personally not interested in seeing Mulan anyways, but even if I was interested in seeing it, I would not support this film. And the fact that Disney is trying to make a profit off of an area of the world where there is a genocide happening is disgusting. The fact of the matter is there are a ton of corporations in America that have thrown the people of Hong Kong under the bus, that are ignoring the genocide that the Chinese are committing against the Uyghurs in China. And it's something that we as people really have to think about. These are big problems. Mulan as a movie is one small part of it for us to decide, okay, we're not gonna see it. But there are a lot of other things to talk about here and think about, and consequences that we have to consider giving as moral people. I'd really love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments on this. The fact that Disney is openly supporting China so that they can make a quick buck is awful. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it too. I'm really glad that we talked about that. It's a really serious topic and it's something I did want to address. And now we're gonna be moving on to some more kind of light programming here. And we'll just hop right into that. So I wanted to talk about the fact that over Labor Day weekend, I worked on my duvet cover. Now this is a project I have been wanting to do for a really long time, but I just hadn't made the time and I hadn't really sat down and done it. And this weekend, I did it. I'm so excited. So who else has a comforter that slips and slides around in their duvet cover? Because I do, and it is the worst, and I absolutely hate it, and it makes me hate making my bed, which is so weird, because I love making my bed in the morning, and when my comforter is a mess because of the duvet cover, it makes me not want to do it. So I looked up some tips and tricks online to see what I could do, and I figured out that if I put buttons along the top of my comforter and little buttonhole loops made of elastic on my duvet cover, I could secure it. So I did that along the top, I did it along the bottom. It has changed the game. It's amazing. I'm so excited about it because now our comforter really is in our duvet cover securely and I don't have to worry about it. It's much more comfortable for us to sleep in, and I think it is such a great life hack for you to just take a few minutes. It probably took me an hour or an hour and a half because I hand sewed it, but if you want to use a machine, you totally can. And now I'm totally in love with our duvet cover. It's perfect for fall. It's got this really lovely texture to it, and I'm so excited about this. I know it's not that important, but it's a really small thing that makes a huge difference. Next up, I have something to admit, and it's pretty obvious. But recently in a Scoop video, I was saying that I want to hold on to summer for as long as possible. And clearly I didn't do that. We've got a very fall background. I am feeling very fall in my cozy sweater. I've got my fall cup here. But let me explain, okay? Because I felt really guilty about it. The thing that made me crave fall all of a sudden was that the weather here really changed. It was really hot, and then it was 50 degrees and horrible rainstorms. And something about that really swift change at the beginning of September made me feel like, okay, fall is here, and I wanted my home to be cozy when it was that cold outside. So I went to Joann's, Home Goods, the Dollar Tree, Target, and I bought some candles. I gave myself just a $20 budget, and I found so much good stuff at the Dollar Tree, number one, and then a few good things at Target. And it just made our whole house feel so much cozier, and I'm really excited for fall. Who am I? I am queen of summer, but apparently I have now become okay with fall coming in a little bit early. I'm so excited though with how my decor back here is looking. I've got this new box, which I really like. I got another box for up here. A few things from last year that I was using to decorate the house I brought into my studio, and I got a few other things for the house from, like I said, the Dollar Tree, which has some really good options. Also TJ Maxx. There are a bunch of different places that you can look for kind of inexpensive home decor that can just make your house feel a little bit cozier and warmer. And I think the idea of giving yourself a budget before you leave the house and saying, okay, I only want to spend this amount, it gives you just a little bit more of a boundary because it's very easy to spend a lot when you're looking at home decor. So I know I liked having a budget when I went out to shop, and it's something you can build on a little bit every year. So I spent the amount that I'm going to spend this year, and then I might spend a little bit next year and just constantly kind of grow the collection so that the house just feels warm and cozy. And that's something that I really have been enjoying as the weather has been terrible outside, but I've really been feeling that, okay, fall is coming. Maybe part of that is that with coronavirus and the pandemic, it's just nice to have like a cozy at home feeling. You like being at home more because you have to be at home more anyway. So I'm really excited about fall being here, and I want to know, what's your favorite thing about fall? Who else is ready for fall? Because I'm ready. Like, it's here. I've accepted it. So something that I think kind of goes along with this feeling of the seasons changing is this really strong urge to declutter. I know that I bought stuff for home decor, but I've been wanting to declutter my closet, my shoes, my bathroom. I've just been feeling like I want to get rid of things. And so I have gone through my shoes. I got rid of a few pairs of shoes. One of the pairs that I got rid of is actually my first pair of heels that I ever owned. I got on huge sale from Ann Taylor for $16, and I think I wore them twice. So clearly wasn't that great of a purchase, even though they were on sale, and I decided it was time to let those go. I also went through our bathroom and reorganized everything, got rid of anything that was expired, and just our drawers and our closet in there are a lot more cleaned out, feels a lot more easy to find things. I also went through my makeup and I got rid of things that I hadn't used in a while, and I'm really excited about it because it's making me use the stuff that I still have. I'm using the things that I own a lot more, and I gave the things that I didn't want to a good friend of mine, and now I feel much more intentional and deliberate about what I do have in my makeup collection, and it's stuff that I really like. And so I am excited about that too. And in cleaning out my closet a little bit, I made a huge discovery. And I know this is gonna sound weird. I don't think that I am a skirt girl. I know, it kind of blows my mind too, but I love dresses. I either wanna wear dresses or I wanna wear pants and a top. But skirts, unless it's a very specific kind of skirt, it's just not something I would choose to wear. I only ever wear skirts if I have to. And so I don't want to keep the skirts that I have just so that I have skirts. So I'm gonna get rid of most of my skirts because I just don't like wearing them that much. And it's just a funny kind of realization because I've always been somebody who's owned a lot of skirts, but I don't love skirts. I don't love the way that I feel in skirts. I don't love the way that they work with my body type. And I prefer to just wear dresses or to wear a blouse and some pants. And it's an odd realization, but it is something that I figured out. But I'm excited because I can keep buying pieces that I do like, making my closet really feel personal and feel like it's my style that fills my closet and not just things that I need to own because someone says I have to. It's because I chose that it should be there. And that's a very exciting development. The last thing I want to talk about is something that I have been watching, and that is Boy Meets World. I grew up on Boy Meets World and I absolutely love that show. I think it teaches so many great lessons. Mr. Feeney is such a great character. I wish I had him as a neighbor and as a teacher. He is so cute and also just a great person. I love his relationship with Eric. That cracks me up every single time. And Corey and Topanga's relationship is so, I love it. There's so much to learn from it, and I love the idea of kids watching this show for the most part. And I think that this show deals with some mature topics in a way that does teach kids good lessons. And I loved the idea that Corey and Topanga wait until marriage to be intimate. I love that so much because it's so rare for TV shows to do that, and it made me so happy when I watched the show. It's just a wonderful, wonderful lesson for young people to take away. It's just a really well done show, and it teaches some great lessons, and it's really funny, and I just have really been enjoying it. So if you haven't watched Boy Meets World, I would definitely check it out, especially if you are thinking about maybe starting a TV show with your kids. Maybe watch it, see if you think it's appropriate, and then you can share it with them or whatever you think. But it is a great show to watch, and it's just a lot of fun, especially if you grew up on it. Then you can kind of reminisce with what you used to watch. So that is it for this week's episode of The Scoop. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments what you've been watching lately, if you've done any kind of home decor things, if you are ready for fall. I'd love to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Please subscribe to my channel and blog if you haven't already. Head over to my Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook and follow me there. Hit that notification bell to get notified of all my new videos. Hit that like button. Please head over to classicallyabby.locals.com if you'd like to support my channel, see more of this content, and be part of our community. And I'll see you guys in my next video.